Welcome to 3-Minute Thoughts. So I mentioned previously in a video, I'm going to link up there, that I've been reading a lot of Japanese manga, specifically isekais lately, which are stories about a person going to another world. And there seems to be a common phrase that's thrown around in these stories that confuses me in how they're used, and that is common sense. Usually they'll say a character is lacking in common sense or common sense about the world. And it puzzles me just the way they phrase it because the character doesn't seem to be dim. It's just he doesn't know world knowledge. And so it finally clicked on me, after reading so many of these, that they don't actually mean common sense, they mean common knowledge, which is a different thing. And then I went into the whole rabbit hole of researching what is the difference between common sense and common knowledge. Where common sense is seen as your reasoning ability, or that you should just reason logic through really basic stuff. Common knowledge is just basic world information. For example, when you get a concussion, they usually ask you, hey, who's the president? Because it should be common knowledge who the president is. Another example I was just thinking of is it takes 4 quarters to equal a dollar. That's considered common knowledge. But if you see something that's 50 cents, and you have a dollar, then you know that you can buy it, and that is common sense. That's probably a way to explain the difference. But it also reminds me of one of my favorite jokes involving intelligence and wisdom, because common sense is more wisdom and common knowledge is more intelligence. If you're going to cross the street, common knowledge will be knowing that it's a one-way street and looking before crossing the street. Common sense would be looking both directions before crossing the street, because just that you know it's a one-way street doesn't mean everyone knows it's a one-way street. That was the implied punchline. This also got me on a train of thought, though. Speaking of what is considered common knowledge or common sense, what do we take for granted that we believe everyone knows? And for example, at the very beginning of this video, I said, hey, the video is linked up here. Well, guess what? Only if you're on a computer, which is what I use, so it's common for me, will you see that link up there. If you're hopping on from a phone or from a TV that's like a smart TV, you're not going to see a link. So you'll be like, why is he pointing that way? So something I consider common knowledge is that link is going to exist there. Turns out it's not. So then what else in life do I take for granted, or do you take for granted that you think, hey, everyone should know this, and it turns out no, everyone doesn't know this. This is specific information. That seems like it'll be a whole other topic. But it doesn't make me think, in your lives, what do you know that you've realized afterwards isn't considered common knowledge or common sense? Or what have you experienced or realized that you didn't actually know that it seems like everyone else did and should have been common? Let me know in the comments. Thanks.